Hey guys, just jumping in here for a little bit to try to work on this Secret Santa gift exchange piece that we started a couple days ago. We pretty much got most of her flat colors blocked in. I think I'm gonna work on a little bit of blocking in the stuff in the background. Hopefully it's not too loud. Like, my kids are home and they're being extremely loud. They're having fun, so whatever. But, yeah, they're sometimes louder than I'd like them to be, but they're not being naughty, so. Hopefully you guys had a good holiday and got to enjoy time with family and friends, or, you know, just had a day of peace to yourself, maybe. Some of us really need that. I did not get that, but I did get the family thing. Hang on, I'm gonna pop over in this stream a second just to see if I can hear. I guess I can't tell. So, I was trying to check the sound on Twitch to see if there was any feedback from the music they're playing. Alright. Hello, my sick friend. I'm sorry. I feel so bad. I was joking about the going to your Christmas party thing, by the way. I really did wish you felt better. Being sick's not fun, and it really sucks when you end up missing out on stuff you actually look forward to. I understand that. I feel like that's the only times I ever get sick is when I actually have something that I want to go to. Either I'll get sick or my kids get sick, so it's... I feel ya. Well, hopefully you're resting and taking it easy today. It's nice and sunny here, so that's why I was hoping it was the same, by you, but this is not the cat's. This is supposed to be her arm. I don't know, and when I'm sick, I try to just, like, if I'm actually not feeling well, I do whatever I can to try to sleep it off, so that's when I'll actually take medicines and have my humidifier and all the things done and try to get over that crap as fast as possible. I can tell I'm like blowing into my microphone, so let's not do that. Got me right. And my kids are listening to BTS. I can hear it. Oh yeah, I still gotta adjust the settings on here, because I know there's people that listen to Spotify and stuff while they stream, and I'd like to listen to something else besides the music on here. I just keep getting to a point where I can hear the same songs playing, and it's kind of just, Just need to fix the settings. Then maybe I can listen to YouTube or whatever. Trying to just block in color on this a little bit more and see what I can kind of flesh out. It's Black Friday here, and I don't really get in on the shopping stuff, but I don't mind kind of just going and seeing if there is any really good deals on things, like dumb things like Tupperware and I don't know, things I might actually want to buy. I don't have a lot of money right now. That's the only problem. We ended up buying our kids some snowboards. We got a good deal on some used ones, and so I ended up having to take some money to do that, which wasn't cheap, but yeah. Trying to find them things that they'll actually be interested in for their age this year. They've kind of grown away from like toys, and they're still into like crafts and like music and hobby things like that. Their sports and stuff, but it's not easy to buy the things that they want for just, I don't know. They do a lot of stuff on the computer now. But last year I bought them like they got drawing tablets for their computers, and trying to think of what else they got. Actually, let's do this because this will be cute. There you go. I think we need a red present. I'm still surprised with how well this one came out the other day. Just the lines and stuff in general. So I'm glad that it makes it easier to actually do the coloring and stuff when I don't feel like it just looks terrible. I have such a bad migraine. That's the one that carried over from yesterday, and man, it's just trying to kick my ass today. I'm surviving to where at least I'm functional. That's a positive. But man, I'll tell you. I just told my husband today I need one of those like soft neck decompression things, like, because I have a inversion table, but sometimes I can't use it because the blood rushes to my head so much so, and for some reason with my issues with my nose, I'll get nosebleeds a lot of times, and so like I opt to not use it sometimes. So one of those things would be cool to be able to put on your neck, and then you like have a thing that you pump it up with your hand, and it inflates it and kind of pulls the skull up off the axis enough that it takes that pressure off. And so like I kind of really want one, and I didn't think about it till today, so maybe I need to ask for one for Christmas. My friends have been like asking me what I want, and I don't usually have specific things because I'm just not that kind of person. I'll find like dumb small things here and there, and I usually will buy that stuff for myself. Or there'll be like some really big thing that is just expensive that, you know, would never be a gift option, and I'll try to save money to buy that stuff myself. But oops, I took it off. I think this one needs a green. This is supposed to be like a pom-pom thing. So they're both. I don't know if I like that. Let's see. Maybe I should make this one silver and make the other one green. I forgot I can do this. Now let's do that. Let's do this one green. Oh, it must have selected the the color, not the lines in between. I was kind of bummed. I had a job offer come up the other day. Something somewhat newer to me that I haven't done before, really. Um, so I've done things before like painting on windows and stuff when I worked at an entertainment business. Okay, hold on. That sounded bad. A retail place that sold like, video games, music, movies, whatever. Um, random stupid things. But so like I used to like do the reverse window paintings, like when there was like an NFL, like a Madden game that came out, and I painted like a football player, uh, trying to catch a football like on the window, and I painted I think Twilight. It was when Edward and Bella, yeah, Edward and Bella. So I used to do that kind of stuff. But this person is someone I did a job for, and then they were like, "Hey, just curious, my mom, she wants like a family portrait painted on her wall, like also like a mural sort of, but like a photo kind of thing." But anyway, I I wanted to say yes, but I couldn't because just one, dependability on my end with just like my house situation with everything. If there's ever a time when I cannot be there, I don't want to be the person that is doing that to a client, which comes up more often than it really should. But it's something I have to consider when I take on jobs. So like actually going to somebody's house and physically doing the work for hours at a time every day for, a couple weeks is not something I can really commit to realistically. I feel like I don't know. I don't think it would be a good idea. And then so anyway, but I was like, if it was something I could like have at home and work on and then bring to you, that would be a different situation. But I ended up passing it on to a friend of mine who actually does murals and all that kind of stuff. So she was happy to get another, recommendation for a job thing. But it's also really cool that I had, somebody that I had done something for that, decided they wanted to reconnect with me and ask me to do a different job. It's nice to just know that my name is at least out there at the forefront of some people's minds for things like this. It kind of does feel good. Because there's so many people that you could choose from. So, I mean, I guess it kind of just felt good, I guess. A feel good moment, even if I couldn't accept the job, you know. So, that was a little bit of a plus this week, I guess. Which I would love to do a mural kind of thing. Like, I have a mural sketched out on my walls that go down to my basement, and I haven't done it yet because I'm afraid to start. Sorry, my kids just like decided to yell. They're playing, but they're being loud. I have like a mural sketched out. I was gonna do like Star Wars, Lord of the Rings. I had planned to do superheroes and stuff too, but I think I'm gonna kind of nix that and go with something else for the other walls at the bottom of the stairs. So, but I have it like all sketched out. And it's been sitting there for like a year, and I'm afraid to actually touch it just because it's where everybody's constantly walking through and everybody sees it, and just people make stupid comments that are really hard to work around. Like people can't just leave me alone and let me work, and so I'm hesitant to start because I feel like I'm gonna get so pissed off I'm just gonna give up on it. So. Yeah, I'd like to. I was also holding off on that because I'd really like to find a way to physically stream when I do that. Because I think that would be cool to do. Watch someone stream painting a mural on walls would be cool. But it'd be a matter of trying to. I'd have to do it off my phone. Oh, I didn't never saw these lines here. Hold on a second. And but yeah, I haven't done the phone streaming thing yet. That's why I haven't like streamed physical pieces that I do in the basement and stuff. Plus the reception is not the greatest in my basement, so that doesn't really work for streaming. I would hate to have to keep like reconnecting and stuff. That would be a pain. This hand looks really good. Like, I'm glad I used a reference that worked well. What color do I want the ribbon on this? I think we'll go with like a blue. Like a dark blue color. But I'm still trying to raise money also to try to set up some vacation type situation for my kids. Like I've said before, we've got it kind of decided on and whatnot. I just can't talk about it right now, lest I give it away, which I don't like doing. I try to keep it hushed, like surprises. I'm rarely ever surprised by things, and it kind of makes me sad because I'm like, I think surprises are wonderful. Well, good surprises at least. But it's not often that happens, so. Let's do something like maybe this cookie, but a little different. Maybe we can try to distinguish the two. Or I could just go with like a black table. I just don't want it to be too harsh. Let's take this up here. I'm like looking around to make sure all the things are kind of cleaned. They're not bleeding outside of their lines. I need to fix this little bit here. Oops. I really want to go get Chinese food, but I don't know if my Chinese food place is open today. I would think they would be. But I don't want to drive out that way, especially with all the traffic from people shopping. If I get all the way there and then they're like not open, like that would suck. So, oops, did I erase that? Oh, hey Trav, thanks. Why do I feel like? Oh, it's telling me notifications off of Facebook now. Interesting. I need to hang on. Let me pull up Facebook too, so I have that. Trav, I hope you guys have had a good holiday. I'm opening it up here a second. Oh, I can watch the stream. Maybe. Yes, I should. Thank you. Oh, you're here right now. Yes, I was thinking of calling him. I think if I call, I'm not even gonna ask any questions. I'm just gonna, I think I'm just gonna, like, just wait for an answer and then just kind of dip, because I don't like actually talking to people on the phone. So, but yeah, no, I get like the General Tso's chicken, so it's like that. Theirs is really good. They use all white meat, but it's super juicy, and then it's like the spicy, like really good red like sauce on it. Oh, that is exactly what I'm gonna do. Guess I don't. Well, you know what? I don't want to be like, yes, hello, are you guys open today? Because I'd be like, wow, okay, I can't sit here and do an accent because that's just gonna be racist. I think they only had a thing on their door that said they were closed for Thanksgiving Day, if I remember correctly. So I would think you would want to profit from everybody being out and about shopping today, because they're out by you're familiar with the area, so they're out on like 44th Street, like in Kentwood. So you know everybody's out at the malls and stuff. So hey, listen, it's could be worse. I think by all accounts, I'm a relatively decent person by today's standards, but I don't know if that says a lot. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I'm glad that you had a good holiday. Hopefully, you know, the kids and everything are enjoying some extra family time and yes, lots of turkey left. Man, you're better off than I did. I usually try to get like a 20-pound turkey so that I have leftovers for a couple days for the four of us to have sandwiches. But when I went to the store, all I could find was the biggest turkey I got was 14 pounds, but I swear this thing was more bone than anything. I had a little bit for lunch today, but there's not a lot of leftovers, so I'm kind of a bit bummed. Which I had gotten two turkeys because I had my in-laws over yesterday, and then I had my family over the day before, well, my parents and my grandma. And the turkeys were about the same weight, so I did not have a lot, unfortunately. But I made plenty of sides and stuff, so I mean, we have all that stuff kind of left over, like mac and cheese and green bean casserole and stuff, and it'll suffice. Which is funny because I'm not a leftover person unless it's like holiday leftovers. Let's look at these. We got green, blue, red, green, blue, red. Let's go with like maybe like a purple rug would be kind of cool. My gosh, 11 pounds. It was just me and Brandy the baby. Next took the other girls, so we had a nice house, lots of food. Well, that works out for you, Ellen. Well then, jeez, can't even talk. Oh my gosh, yeah, congrats on that little one, by the way. My sister, her son, he was born in September. I haven't got to see him, but like having a little one, I do miss that. If I'm honest, I miss it a lot. It's crazy. Kids grow too damn fast. It's making me sad. Like my older one, she's 12. And my younger one's 10, and it's like, what happened? And Facebook likes to remind me, like today, like, oh, here's this picture of when they were really little at the holiday time, and I'm like, crying. And I was watching the Thanksgiving Day parade too. I felt like really out of the loop because I was like, I don't know what these kids' shows are. Like I thought one of the floats was like this, was like Cocomelon or something, and then my kid was like, no, I think it's like I think she's like a doctor or something, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I guess. No! 9 already. Man. Isn't that crazy? The thing is, like, I always feel like high school was not that long ago. Like, I get that it was, and I get that like, a lot's happened in that time period, but I very much feel like it could have just as easily been 2 years ago, and it kind of feels the same to me. What? Looks like I'm stuck in some weird time loop thing. I don't know if that's normal for everybody else or if it's just like this generation that it feels so. Although my parents will say, you know, like, yeah, time does fly. And I'm like, well. It's like my parents constantly, they still work all of the time. Well, my dad doesn't anymore, but he was working all of the time. And it's like, you know, if you're just working, I get how, you know, it can kind of just feel like everything's just flown by. It does, right? Well, then I'm not the only one. And that was, you know, you were in the military and stuff too, so. I still think it's crazy that one time we ran into each other down in Chronicle. It was just the weirdest thing. That was nuts. I was like, there's no way. There's no way that's Travis. Well, I could not have been more wrong. I was so happy though. Every once in a while I run into the picture of us standing outside at the bus stop and it makes me laugh. I'm always thinking about how stupid we were. Back when life didn't have to be so serious, you know? Yeah. Now I'm trying to like walk my kid through how to deal with stuff at school, and it's so different than like what I went through. I never had issues with like wanting to fit in. I didn't really care about that stuff. But she very much is the person that wants to like have everybody like her, and she wants to be invited to do things. And on some level, you know, I understand that. You don't want to, you know, be the one left out, but she has a different approach than me, and my approach isn't nice, honestly, because I am just I am probably one of the nicest people, but I don't tolerate crap. I don't tolerate, you know, people being mean to other people. So I just always had a different approach, and I'm trying to not throw that on her. But she's got to understand too, like she's just got such a soft heart. We had an issue with some of her friends, man, this week, and I just told her, I'm like, you need to block them on your phone because they're not really your friends. Okay, not a problem. We'll keep raising your kids well. You're doing great, and you take it easy out there. Be safe. I'll catch you later. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, but raising kids, man, it's weird sometimes because you feel like you're doing it wrong, and then you feel like you're trying to do the right things, you know, by correcting the crap that hurt you as a kid or the people that influenced you in bad ways. And it's like I feel like my brain is always constantly fighting, which on some level's good. Thanks, son. I know I'm doing a good job, you know, with my kids, but I always like obsess over the smallest things, and I'm like, I'm gonna screw my kids up. I'm gonna be the parent they regret, you know, and hopefully that's never the case. I kind of like this without the lines, if I'm honest. Like this edge of this tree looks pretty nice. And it's weird to me though, like he was a friend of mine in high school, and I think we saw each other pretty much every day. If it wasn't every day, it was every other day because we had block scheduling. But like I used to have friends like him and other people that I could just be myself with, it was just chill. I always felt, you know, safe, and it always felt fun. And like honestly, because of friends like that, like I loved school. I loved high school. I don't know how people can say they hated it. Like a lot of people will say they hated it because they got bullied, but like I mean, I was never bullied. I wasn't the kind of person that really could get bullied. But I love it, and I loved my experience with school, and I would do it all over again if I could. But I had, like we weren't like the closest friends, like we weren't besties, you know. Like I just feel like I had a bunch of friend groups, like little tiny interactions every day with different people that made me, you know, feel loved and made me feel like I had friends, and I miss that because like I don't have that. Like I have some people online, you know, I have some friends that I do care about very deeply, that I play video games with, or I have, you know, people that I'm pretty close with that I play D&D with and stuff. But I don't like, and my one friend, she lives several hours away, but you know, she's a mom too, and you know, she's got her own things, and we just don't see each other. I feel like part of me really just misses that the silly interactions, the small ones. I feel like on some level they're needed. I had that with, a few people. And then it's like as soon as we graduated, it was bizarre because like I didn't see anybody. And a lot of that was my fault, but which I know he was like a grade underneath me anyway, but we were in it was like an art class. Let's see if I can get this hair right. I don't like that. I feel like I'm really not gonna like this line staying super connected like that, so still trying to get better at rendering hair. I feel like I can render a small section decently, but then if I have to do it on a whole head of hair, it's a different, like it doesn't come out as well. I do feel like over the last year and a half to 2 years, I feel like I've really lost touch with my friends, and it makes me sad. I think that's what my brain is thinking about right now. I put so much energy into my friends beforehand, and then I feel like they've just been pulling away from me because of life and other things, which you have to let that happen, you know. And if that's just how things happen, you got to be okay with it. Make peace with it. You know, things that are good for them or things that they can't help, that they can't change. Complaining about it is not gonna make it any easier for them in their lives. So. I don't know why this little bit here. I bet you it's because this line really shouldn't be here. It's not supposed to be her teeth. So I think the whole thing just needs to go. Let's see if that looks better. Yeah, it does. Okay. I need to color this other ball. Let's do, let's see, we got red, yellow, silver. Let's just do blue. We'll keep it in with the rest of what we've already been doing on. I love doing these, let's see, these, Secret Santa gift exchanges, though. Like, I can't even think of how many years it's been I've been doing this. It's gotta be at least, I want to say at least 7 or 8 years I've been doing them. Oops. They're so much fun. Sometimes you have something that comes in that puts you outside of your comfort zone and you get to try something new, and I think I feel more comfortable doing that on like a gift exchange than an actual commission, but it's helped me at least get some experience under my belt for when commissions do come up. So alright, let's knock out these Christmas lights. I think we'll do this strand in a little bit darker green color. Actually, maybe we'll just use a this kind of brush. I don't want it to be a lot different than the tree. Oh, I need to work on that mask I have downstairs. Well, actually, I have a couple masks to work on. How funny is that? Now that I think about it. I have a, the Grinch mask that I have that is for a costume contest it looks really flat. I need to paint in some shadows and highlights and kind of clip some of the hair and move it around, like on the eyebrows, to make it look better. So I need to do that. But then I also have, my Call of Duty Rose mask that I want to work on. I feel like I thought it was green, but I think the more I look at it, the more it's got like camouflage on it. So I need to work on that. Alright, let's just do red, yellow, green, blue, something, and then we'll do this one red. Let's start with like green, blue, purple, red here. We'll do red here. Right. Yellow, purple, blue, green, yellow, blue. I'm trying to make sure I keep them in a semi-organized fashion because they usually kind of go in like an order. Oh, that would be a green light, wouldn't it? I guess it doesn't matter. Purple. Not all trees always have that purple light on them. We'll make it a yellow light, it'll be fine. Right, and got some small ornaments on here. Maybe I'll make them this green color. Oh yeah, I have garland too. I think we'll go with silver this year. I feel like my garland always ends up being gold. So which I don't put gold garland on my tree. Actually, I don't think I put any garland on my tree anymore. I think it got to be a hassle just trying to wrap it and put it on, so. This music is not helping my headache. We'll go with indie and see what happens. Trying to think if there's anywhere I actually want to go to try to go shopping. For the most part, it's a no. And if I go and find a really good deal on something, I might end up buying it for myself, but... Which I did buy something for myself, actually, a couple days ago. It should be here soon. I, was able to snag Doctor Strange's Eye of Agamotto. Like, I had a $20 version, you know, so it's gonna be probably just plastic, that's fine. It was like a $20 version, and when I put it in my list thing, like a year and a half ago, something like that. But when I was looking through my list, it gave me like a recommendation, and it was only like $5. So I was like, all right, I gotta buy that because I'm not passing that up. and go, ooh, I just looked over there and my xenomorph is gonna fall. I have like a 1.5 foot tall Doctor Strange and then a xenomorph up there. And I was thinking, I was like, oh, I just put the Agamotto up there. I think it's because my laundry, it shakes, and so I think it probably is knocking him around a little bit. Need to come up with something better to make sure he doesn't fall down. Oh. I think we're gonna also put that back there. I think actually maybe I'll give the floor a little bit different color, then that way it's not exactly the same. I'll do this. Kind of break up the lines here. Maybe we'll try to make it look like it's wood. I might be able to pull that off. Maybe. Okay. Now we can merge them together. And then I think the color on her looks okay so far. So I will merge her down here. Goodness. You know what, maybe I shouldn't have because I'm gonna have to do all of her color. So I'll just leave it separate. Lock it. I'm gonna lock this. I'm gonna lock this. Alright, I think I'm gonna work on some of the shading and highlighting right now. On her at least. Get some directional stuff going. We'll do some multiply first. I wonder if I want to work it, like I'm trying to learn how to apply certain other art techniques. I think for the shadows I'll work in like a, let's see, maybe a blue? I don't know. I don't know if I should do that. I guess I can always tonal correct it. Oh, that is the wrong tool. Yeah, I'll do it all in blue and then we'll tonal correct it and see what. I kind of want the shadow to be behind her and have the light coming in off of, maybe I'll put a candle here on the table and have some candle light of her getting a kiss from the cat. So we'll try that. And then if the candle is gonna be there, there would still be plenty of shadow on the side that's facing us too. And then trying to think, would there be another light source? I'm gonna take a second to throw that candle in before I forget why I did this, in case I have to like take a break from it, because I don't want to confuse myself, which does happen. I feel like I favor doing light from this direction, so if I assume that there's no candle there, I might actually over recorrect some things that I intended to do, What is that? Why is there a line there? I think she needs color. Let's try this. Ah, okay. Alright, let me draw a candle. We'll do like a bigger, wide, tall candle. It's kind of drip in. And that way we can have a nice, pretty, like orangey, soft glow. And trying to think. I think orange and blue are they're opposites, I believe. Like they're used to counter each other, kind of. Like if you do, so if I'm doing my shadows, we'll say, okay, if the light is orange from the candle, then you could use the opposite color on the color wheel to go ahead and dictate what your shadows would have more of a tendency to present themselves. So that's kind of what I'm trying to implement. No promise that it'll actually read that way, but we're gonna try. I'll probably take a second to throw in some orange light in here too, so I know what's going on. It's like learning stuff like this that I like, that it can make a really big difference in your work. I guess you wouldn't really see any of this. Okay, let's try to do some of that orange I was talking about. Do like this, kind of. I will eventually, I think I can duplicate this and then set it to a glow so it will look different. Or just kind of blocking in all the orange from this guy here. Oh, I can't do it because I have it locked to her layer. Let's do a little here maybe. I don't really know. There probably wouldn't be a whole lot there now that I think about it because of her, it's the other side. So I'll try to... We'll smooth it out. Let's see. Duplicate. Yeah, like that. That looks pretty. Tonal correct it so that it's a little more saturated. And then we'll merge that one and this one and lock it so I don't screw it up. And then I will smooth some of this out, but then I'm going to also do a glow layer and add in the glowing of the orange separately. I think I'm going to try to do that instead of doing it the way I normally do. I feel like I normally just duplicate it just like I just did with the stuff I did in the background, but I think on the people especially it doesn't read the same with the concentration of the glow. It reads very poorly. So let's try to add glow and see what happens. So we'll do I should probably do this. I'm gonna zoom in. I wish I could do it well enough too to where like I could do some of these lines with the glow, but I feel like when I do it, it looks kind of bizarre. Gosh, part of me right now actually really wants to take a nap. I'm just like focusing on all of this a minute. So I feel like it would read that her eyelashes would have a very well lit. Like I said, I can try. I'm gonna smooth this a little better. It's just a little choppy in some areas, so just want to smooth it out a little to make it more believable. And then there should definitely be darker shadow underneath, like where the cat is and here, and like the deeper bits of her sweater. So we go back to the blue in here. They're called occult occlusions, I believe, if I remember. Like the very deepest parts of where two things are intersecting, where light is escaping those areas. Like light cannot reach these bits. And it really adds a lot of depth too. Which, for anybody that's here, like how I learned about that, there are other people that teach it, I'm sure. But if anybody's ever followed, seen, or heard of the artist Istabrak, I will actually type it in here in a minute. So Istabrak. I follow them on YouTube. I have for a long time, and I used to try to learn from practicing some of their work and stuff. And I was always hoping that I could at some point get to that point where I could send in work and have them critique it. And I know it wouldn't be anything near like what a lot of people do, but I was hoping to be able to someday be able to do that. But their work, the way that they explain some things, makes sense to me, at least, in a way that other creators just don't reach me. She's very focused on technique and paying attention to forms, doing studies, applying the knowledge. Like they were doing landscapes, and she was talking about how, whether we realize it or not, air has density to it. There's moisture in the air. So when you're painting something that progressively has depth to it and gets farther away, the farther away it's getting, the more dense that air is, the more moisture is present in that air. And so you would read that as, haziness or mist or fog, like a foggier. That's why a lot of times our focus on things that are in the distance of a landscape tends to be almost like blurry, is because that is a present factor to consider when you're doing something like that. But and even though I'm really bad with landscapes, that information still sticks with me, because like now, even in my day-to-day when I'm like just doing stuff, I have thought about the fact that air, even though it's invisible, is a dense thing. There's moisture, and that moisture can layer and stack, and it affects how we actually perceive and draw things. And so, like, I don't know, I've never heard any of that information come from other people, and I heard about that years ago from her. The same thing with just a lot of techniques. But I would encourage you to go check their page out on YouTube. And they used to do lives and stuff. I don't even know if they do anymore, like if she's actively doing lives. Like I don't think so. You know, I know that there was health issues on her end. I believe she's still here. She's still healthy enough. But yeah, I don't know. Just figured I'd pass her name along if anybody wanted to just check out somebody who can actually provide a lot of insight into the techniques that are helpful to me, at least. That's why I very much appreciate getting to watch different artists do things, though, because you never know when someone's going to say something that actually sticks with you. You're never going to know who is going to actually describe something in a way that, like, maybe something never made sense to you. Like, you just don't understand it. But then somebody else kind of presents it to you in a different way, and it just clicks. That, I feel like that alone is enough motivation to give different people a chance, you know, to try different avenues of learning and to always pursue learning, first of all. I think it's important for us to not just be stuck in our comfort zones, you know, put ourselves out there and just let things shape us and see what sticks. And like all of this here would not be, and then there'd be more shading here too. What did I not do there? Like, what is... Because this hasn't been able to go over it either. So I must have, I missed doing the flat color on this layer. So I don't really want to screw with this, but if I messed it up, I need to. Okay. Let's put this back to an orange too. Yeah, a lot of the rendering for things is just going over them back and forth until you're building up your color the way that you want it to be. And sometimes it takes a long time to smooth things out and color correct, and sometimes we do way too much. So sometimes it's good to like do something and then let it sit and then come back the next day or later that same day and then just come with fresh eyes if you don't have somebody else that can kind of critique your work. To come back with fresh eyes and just see, you know, does this look weird in any way to me, or does something look off, or does it read too saturated or too bright, or, you know, whatever. Because there's often times where I really want to get a piece done. I really want it, you know. My brain attaches like quality of work to like how fast someone can get it done sometimes. And that's dangerous because that's not, I mean, there are people that take weeks and months to work on pieces and really fine tune their craft. And there'll be times when I finish something and then I save it and then I'll come back to it and look at it and go, gosh, how did I not catch that this looked so bad? Like, I didn't give myself enough time to process that piece, honestly. So I would not necessarily say doing something fast is a good thing. I don't. I think the opposite of that now. Oops. Alright, I think I'm gonna be a little ballsy and try. I'll try then there would be some lighting on this hot chocolate in this mug. And the cookie here. This cookie. I was just gonna have this candle be like a cream colored candle, so this shouldn't really affect it too much. Let's see. Oh, it's looking so nice already. See how it reads very warm, very inviting. Even if I'm not doing it perfectly, it reads much better than if I would have gone in and used how I used to color before. And this is only recently that I've really started applying the opposite color thing. Let's see, do we want to do this? I feel like we might. Yeah, we'll do a couple little needles and whatnot here and there. That I don't like as much. I'll worry about that later. We'll do some glowing over here. Same for this guy. Kinda, actually probably want to blend these out a little and then add some extra highlighting. There would still be lighting on this. The ball being behind her would still have some glowing on it. And this one would too. So I want to make sure those are getting treated properly. And then the things like, you know, these presents would have, ooh, my head. I feel like it would just be like the bottom bit of the presents because the presents are under the tree. So I am going to do some shading under that too. Let's do... Oops. You know what's a hard thing for me to think about sometimes is, so in using this knowledge of like using the candlelight as a glow source, is my brain trying to comprehend how much, like the radius of that glow source, how deep towards us does this light produce? Like, does it stop here? Would it continue into things if we had them in the foreground here? You know, that kind of thing. I'm kind of gradually working up there, but that's the stuff I'm trying to think about when I'm working that sometimes breaks my brain. If I had more practice with it, maybe it wouldn't be the case, but... sometimes it breaks my brain. Not always. I like the practical application of things though. I used to always draw a lot of realism stuff. Sketching the things around me and, you know, working from actual people or magazines and, you know, that kind of thing. Now we're gonna try to go ahead and go in with this and see what happens. I don't I don't know about it. Okay. I don't like that. Hold on. Let's zoom in and look a second. Let's just smooth it out a little on this one. So maybe if I just don't overdo it, it'll be okay. I'm gonna do it on these guys here. I just do it in the areas where the light is actually affecting the glow like a lot. Maybe just that is enough. Maybe this here. Maybe this little bit of her knees. Maybe that's what I was doing wrong before. Which I have a bad habit of doing too much sometimes, like taking a technique and applying it in the wrong way. So okay. Let's try to apply it on this guy here too, because it's so close. It is so close to him. It kinda softens it up a bit. Maybe let's try it on this. Can't really tell. That's okay. Oops. You know what? I kind of wonder what happens if I duplicate. Okay, I want you saved. Let's duplicate you a second here. Turn it down a little. Let's edit. Tonal correct it to be darker. More saturated, and I can't tell what way I'm moving it. You know what? You know what? Hang on. Let's leave it up. Let's. Okay, so this is like purple. I don't want it to be way too dark. Now we'll turn this down. And then I'm gonna go through and try to really leave where it starts to get the darkest. So removing a bit more from these areas here. And I think I'm gonna actually go back in and try to add in some more color to this skirt, because the skirt is supposed to be yellow, but it's not really reading like that right now. So yeah, I think we can go in with overlay maybe. Yeah, all of this was supposed to be part of a skirt too, 'cause it's like a sheer layer of it. And then I'll tonal correct this too and try and see if we can saturate it a bit more. There we go. It's definitely more yellow. And then it helps me to kind of take some of this out. Ooh, you know what? We can kind of see a little bit better where we needed to add, actually where we needed to remove a little bit of the shadow that was kind of taking over the picture. I think I want to take a little off of the shoe. Hi, Greed. How are you doing? It is a kitty. She said it's her only friend in the world, so. It's like if I could really push some shadows here, that would read a lot better for hair. I don't want to overdo it because it's not, like this is just a weird section. Yeah. That helped. We need more shading up here. To I'm gonna actually do another layer of glow and try and see what we can accomplish on the hair. We will try to do this technique first, and I don't know if it'll work. It's been a while since I've done this. Let's try. Okay, I think it works on some level. We'll just erase some of what is really far away from her hair. And like this bit here. We'll probably lower it a little. And then I'm gonna do another layer. I'm gonna use a pen tool at like, 20 something. We'll actually just throw in some extra random hair pieces. Follow in the sun. It looks really cute, actually. I'm gonna do the very center of this flame. It seems to be even smaller, I think. I don't know if the cat's a boy or a girl, so... That doesn't look good, so let's not do that. I feel like just that one eyelash is just not... we're gonna put some more details on this guy. Oh, not even on it. Alright, then I'm gonna do some glowing on these lights here. Do blue. There's a red one here too. Purple. And then I'm going to duplicate it and make this bottom one a... Do we want to do overlay or just normal? Do normal. Saturate it a bit more. And then I think we'll just leave them like this because I have a feeling if I go to try to start merging layers, it's not going to work, so... I need to do some snow in the background, like the little bits here. So we'll just take like a white at like 50, yeah, I guess like something a little less. We'll just try to do that a minute. It is on the top of everything, isn't it? We'll just go over the dots that I already have there. I think I'm just gonna do these dots and then I'll just go through and delete the dots off of the drawing layer. Where is the... Actually, I'll make this a glow layer first and then we'll find this layer and delete the snow particles here. So that way we don't even have to worry about them. So that looks pretty good. I think I'm gonna draw some wisps for the wisps. The smoke here, for the hot chocolate. Make it look a little more festive. And I think we'll add a little sparkle of orange glow off the candle. Maybe look a little more magical. And maybe I'll give her a... And I think I might, do I still have it? I'm gonna, actually, if I do a vignette around this, it should kind of counter all of that. So let's do this color. I don't want it to muddy everything down, so I'll start with this color, and then if I need to do like a blue or something on the top portion, I might do that. Let's see. like the way it looks on the sky. While we're here, we're also gonna throw in some shadow. Some shadow on that guy. I was gonna make the floor look wooden, wasn't I? We'll see. Try to actually just use some green to do this. Woof. This looks better with blue on it. So a lot of experimenting kind of paid off with this. Definitely can tell that I am learning a lot more in a good way. I'm obviously retaining a bit of that information. What the heck did I just... I like went to put my slipper on and then something stabbed me in the foot. Darken this up a bit. Put a darker bit on the mug. The candle. This needed a color on it. Oh, that tag looks bad. Where is that layer? This one. Let's fix this. Oops. We'll give the present a nice pretty pink heart. Like this. Okay. Let's blend out a little bit of this corner down here. And I think I'm gonna kind of just do a little bit of detail on the tree, like kind of fancy and some garland details. Let's see, it's silver. So do I have like a crosshatch gauze cloud? Let's see if this kind of... That's fine. Add a little light in the middle of each one of these. So we'll start with purple, I guess. Yoink. And then we'll do blue. We'll do yellow. Sometimes these little details is what makes all the difference. Oh, I didn't do a blue one over here. Oops. And then we'll do our red. And then we'll go back to that orange and kind of, we'll do some, do a little of this here. And I don't think that that is too terrible. So I think I'm going to go ahead and sign this and call it good. I think it looks a lot better than I thought it was gonna, so. Actually, let me just on her hair. It looks a bit rough here. But I think for her picture here, we'll center it up. Save it. And this was a Kane, if I remember correctly. And it's a gift for somebody on DeviantArt for our Secret Santa exchange. So, actually, now that I'm looking at it, I'm going to mess with things. Smooth out her hand a little bit because it looks kind of dark. But yeah, I love doing these. I love art exchanges. I love getting a gift from somebody, and I love getting the opportunity to work on a gift for someone that I know is you know, something that's important to them. Sometimes it's the stuff like this that gets them through some really hard things, or maybe it helps them, you know, realize that the things that they cherish aren't so stupid. So yeah, I'm excited to give this to the person that is supposed to get it. So I appreciate you guys stopping in, anybody who's been here and just kind of supporting the stream and watching me work. I do believe I have a commission that is coming in at the moment, and they're just trying to finalize some details and stuff with me. So I apologize. So I think I'm going to work through that with them, and then I'll probably get to streaming that very, very shortly on here as well. Depending on what happens with my headache, I might stream tonight. I don't know if it'll be Call of Duty or if it'll be just some doodles to chill out with, but I'll see if I can get around to doing that. We'll see. So, hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Catch you on the next stream. Thanks.